Happy winter solstice edition from the Corpsepaint Show. You know that we are here every Sunday, and check us out also on YouTube. Please give us some love on Instagram and on YouTube and all of that. So we'll be back in just a minute with Kate Grayhouse. At the Corpsepaint Show, we say welcome to the end of December, and you know that big holiday, solstice, is here that we all celebrate because we appreciate the ancients. Don't we, Kate? Great house. Well, there's a T in there. Great house. Welcome to the show.
So nice to be back.
Isn't it? Cool. Now, can we still say you're a playwright?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
in
good.
fact, I have another play coming up, possibly next summer, and then we're remounting the one that I came on here to plug in the first place, which was should be in August.
Wait a second. So a reboot of a live studio
I'm
audience?
so touched that you remember it.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, where we're actually going to be remounting it with much larger budget.
Oh.
Properly done sound design, Christopher. And
Christopher, she's talking to you. I don't know who you are, but
I'm kidding. I
must
know
be
he's not
important.
watching.
Oh, okay.
But no, we'll be doing it with a much larger budget and a dedicated set, as well as just a lot of the actors will be returning since we were so impressed with them. But
Good, yeah.
I'm
I
very
was impressed
excited.
with them.
Oh God, they were wonderful.
Yes, and I think I went on like the final night.
It was the last night.
Yeah.
And it was
a great show.
they were wonderful. They were wonderful.
Great houses, great show. Hey, Shelby McKnight is here, and she's monitoring the chat room. Hi, Shelby.
Hello.
And so she's got green hair. We can see it. She is
They're
solstice
perfect hair.
goddess.
You're
Isn't it?
welcome.
Look at her. Green hair and horns. So you can make comments live to Shelby McKnight, and she will relay them to us and to Kate Grayhouse or myself or whatever.
Just really nice one.
And just talk about it. And yeah, we started a little bit early today because fuck it, we can do it. Right?
Oh yeah.
So this is our show.
That and I'm triple booked tonight, so.
Okay, so all right. So speaking of all of that, you're doing stand-up now.
I am doing.
And when you say triple booked, you've got an opportunity to do some stand-up tonight, possibly.
Oh yeah, I'll
But-
be in Denton tonight.
All right, so there's a lot of places that want you, and they do open mic nights and other comedy nights. And
Let's be clear, not a lot of people want me, but I do keep showing up.
That's the way to go.
So she's kind of bold, Shelby. So what she does is, it's comedy night. She just shows up, and really, how can you say no? You're a comic. You're willing to do stand-up.
You put your name on a list, and eventually they remember that you did that.
Right.
That's essentially the thing. But I get out there as much as I can. I'm doing about 8 to 9 a week usually.
Wow.
I'm very tired, but I've lost 15 pounds.
Running to all these stages.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And sometimes, when you're busy, you forget to eat.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so scatterbrained at this point. The other day, I was almost late getting up on stage because I was at a bar in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
There's a small dog, and so I had this small dog. I was like, "Oh, hi, I'm going to meet your dog," and I'm.
Was it a Pomeranian?
It was a Labradoodle puppy named Jax. Yes, I remember. I can't remember a host's name, but
Do you remember any of the jokes you told?
no,
No,
God,
just the
no.
dog's name, right?
Well, and then so I'm holding this dog, I'm petting this dog, and I hear them in the distance call my name, and so I'm like trying to get this dog back to its owner. I'm like, hey, that's me, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And I was very late getting on stage because I was petting a Labradoodle.
Hey, note to fans, when you see Kate Grayhouse on stage, bring a puppy.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, that will distract her, probably get her off her game, and then, but be sure to tip well.
I mean, as long as I get to know your dog's name, I'm happy.
So,
Amanda Nance says hello.
which
Hello,
Amanda?
Amanda.
Amanda Nance.
Hey, Amanda. Hello. We had a great event last weekend. It was called Mary Christless.
Oh my God, I saw.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Oh, okay. Well, we had the confessional booth with the real devil priest, right, Shelby?
That was awesome.
Yes, and I did confess or bragged to the devil priest and won a couple of stickers like hearts and stars and stuff. I was a pretty good sinner. But at the end of the night, the devil priest, who was a very good guy and was dressed the part, did tell me that he heard a lot of interesting things. Some people carrying around some guilt, some realistic stories. And so he didn't tell me any names, but kind of shared a few of the general stories he heard. So.
See, I love that concept. I just got business cards for this, and I shouldn't be talking about it because it's supposed to be so anonymous. But I actually have business cards because I run a Google voice line. It's an automated message at the beginning from a robot voice.
Are you talking close enough to the microphone?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. Jason, can we hear her? All right, good.
But yeah, so I run a Google Voice line. If you find a small lavender business card in a bar, that's mine. But it just asks for people to tell me their secrets. I've gotten 2 calls so far.
Okay, well, wait a second.
Are they good secrets or?
No, the first 2 were very drunk women. I think they thought it might have been a radio thing.
Those weren't good secrets?
They weren't really any secrets. They were just yelling. But no, I have a lot of faith. I've got these very professional, beautiful business cards now. I did get a scam call the other day.
Always fun.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So it's a business. What do you call it? A Google Voice line?
Yeah. It's just it's a free voicemail, and I drop sometimes when I don't think anybody's looking in a bar, I just go drop these business cards around, and hopefully people start calling in and giving me all their secrets.
So it's a free call.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They call in, and you want them to tell secrets. It says that on the card.
Yeah. It just says, "Tell me your secrets."
Okay. So are you going to use this for comic material?
No.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm just going to keep them.
And
Just keep them and keep their
well,
power.
if they're good, we want to hear them.
No.
Yes.
No, never.
Well,
They're secrets.
All right, then make some business cards that have my number on. I love hearing secrets.
But no, I love this concept of it's like a confessional or a devil's confessional where you have this basically anonymous venue in which to just go, okay, so here's what I'm holding on to, and I'm so into that idea,
right?
And I'm so into removing religion from that idea that I've just been dropping little like confessional cards.
Okay, well look, maybe we should partner up on this because we're all about confessions.
No, they're secrets.
All right, so look, here's the thing. You are you missed being able to confess in this private, dark confessional booth with a gentleman on the other side of the window. So it had like 2 entrances, okay, and a curtain.
It's just too sexy. It's just too
sexy. I know, right. So this is my point. Okay, Mackenzie, this is my point. Kate, this is my point, okay? This is my point. It is.
What do we call her? We don't know.
I don't know either.
It is inherently a sexual environment. You're in the dark. Everything you say, you can hear very well because it's like an echo in there. And then you hear this, like, I don't know, maternal voice, paternal voice, coming from the other window, like some wise sage. I don't know. To me, it is an inherently erotic experience to be, alone in a closet with someone.
I mean, we all went to church camp.
Were you raised Catholic?
I was raised kind of Baptist.
Did you have to go to confessional?
No, the Baptists, we don't confess. We keep it real deep down and then get a drinking problem.
Gotcha. You kind of just shove it down there. And so.
Yeah.
Shelby, were you raised Catholic? How were you raised?
Southern Baptist.
Oh,
Same
hey,
thing.
honey, I know,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
No, it was the Mesquite Great Houses, and it's actually a real name, Great House.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't just make
it's
it.
a family name.
It
All
is
right,
a family name.
gotcha.
Yeah, there are no Great Houses left. It's just me now. I stole it from a dying relative.
That's all right.
She did not say it was okay.
We're
But
okay.
I did ask, but But no, and so I get it. No, it was the Mesquite Great Houses, and we all went to church out in Mesquite, and it was horrible, right? Like, just you're showing up in this big shame-based thing. It's why I want your secrets. I am not going to judge or ever talk to you about them. Just give me your secrets.
So on your private secret line, the person is not required to give their name, of course, or nothing like that.
Oh, no. There's a little automated message that just says, hi, you don't need to give me your name unless you feel like that's necessary. I'm not going to use this for anything. It's just, I want your secrets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This could get very good.
Yeah.
Do you have any business cards with you?
No, because I never put them in my damn car.
Look, what if I call you later? Would you recognize the voice? Or, I mean...
I would, but we would never talk about it.
Interesting.
Just give me your secrets. I just want the power. I stopped eating meat. I don't get any like extra power anymore.
Oh, come on. Yeah, come on. Yes, you do.
What? Well, I
You,
lost.
you're on stage. You're on stage controlling an audience of drunk people who are hopefully laughing a lot.
So I had this moment, and I'm going to talk about it. Sorry, y'all. But,
Okay, well, all right.
please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Please.
Yeah, I want to get to it.
Yeah.
Now, does this have to do with that cool flyer we made about you? And we mentioned misogyny and all the trials and tribulations, slings and arrows, and all of that. Is that where we're going?
I would like to talk about that flyer for a second because, wow, that's some dramatic ad copy.
Wasn't it? Yeah. I wrote that up.
It was real fancy. It was really got that
good.
Hamlet angle in there. It was it was very
course.
flattering, of course.
Yeah.
But
I know you're a Shakespeare
yeah.
person.
I am.
Yes,
I worked
know.
for the Shakespeare Company for a few years, actually.
All right, so I'm sorry to interrupt, and that was
please.
really bad of me.
Please.
Now,
No. If we're gonna talk about this misogyny thing, let's talk about it.
all right. The floor is yours. But could you comment on this thing that is next to you?
I
first?
love this thing. I love this.
You have
this
to hold it.
horrible. Oh, thank you so much. I will never have a child, and this is gonna be the one. Oh, I don't want to yell next to it. Poor thing. But no. I walked off of a podcast last year, or no.
A week or two ago.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
literally like last week. I
Couple
walked
weeks
off
ago,
of a
yeah.
podcast because the guy was saying some things that I thought were demeaning to women.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I had this conversation several times before, but I still went on his podcast because I'm a fame whore. And so I walked off, and I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. And then, for the first time, I had people find me online and yell at me for a
How
long
rude.
time. I got a little bit called out on stage on Thursday, actually. And so here's what I want to say. If your comedy alienates 50% of the human population, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
That's all. I mean, that's the simple thing. And you know what? You can be a sexist. Just be a sexist. That's fine. But you can't be boring about it too. Like, that's really the cardinal sin here, if we're going to talk about it, is that if you can only make jokes about a woman being in your various sphere of influence because she's a woman and I don't have anything else to talk about. Like, if you see tits and it's like that's where my evaluation of the situation ends, that's fucking boring. So, I know a few of you are probably watching this. Go fuck yourselves.
So
Yeah.
the single-minded people who can't talk about anything else when you're right in their face.
My thing is that, like, and it's an issue that I think all women deal with. You can let all kinds of jokes and conversations into the room with women. We'll do fine with it. You don't have to just keep it to tits.
Yes. Right. Good advice. Good advice.
But the wonderful thing that I was going to talk about is that the way that this community, I love our stand-up community here in DFW. They are, with very few exceptions, extraordinary people.
Good.
And I had this moment a few weeks ago. I had taken a long break from stand-up. And I had taken a long break to do a theatrical project that I was really passionate about and was fantastic and whatever. But not enough people saw it, but it's fine. It wasn't mine. It was just very good. But I took a break, and I came back, and I had no idea. I couldn't tell my ass from my elbow. Because I had been doing it for so long that when I took this, 6-week break, I got back on stage, and I went...
You were...
And I'm manic at the time too. Again, not sleeping. Yeah, maybe we're indulging a little bit too much in the extracurriculars.
Sure, yeah.
But basically, I got up on stage, full crowded bar, no one paying a damn bit of attention, no comedians that I knew there either. So I'm like, oh, cool, this is anonymous. It wasn't, but this is anonymous. I got up there and I just went. I just started talking, which I mean, you guys know I do.
And it flowed.
It flowed, and about halfway through, I looked up, and every eye in the bar was on me, and everybody was silent.
They were all shocked of the topic you had raised.
I wish I could remember what it was.
So you could repeat that.
But
'Cause obviously they were into it.
But what started was just going at it with this manic energy and trying to figure out, just throwing spaghetti at the wall rather than overwriting it, which as a playwright I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's been this amazing thing. I always say to people, if you ever have the inkling inside of you that you want to try to do this, just do it.
Yeah,
go to a
just
bar
do
you're
it.
never going to go back to and just do it.
Yeah. So maybe good advice might be, and correct me if I'm wrong here, go out of town and do it. And
There's enough bars in DFW, and some of them you don't want to go back to.
okay, but the point is that you then would be around people that don't know you and might never see you again if you go out of town. And you know what? The cool thing about North Texas, you can drive for a while and be out of town.
Oh, yes.
And like drive to Weatherford or Tyler or I don't know, Waco or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, just do it, because it has been the most growth that I think I as a person have experienced ever, because it's becoming really comfortable talking about these uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
And I already deal with everything with humor,
You-
so it's just been a lot of therapy. It's been therapy.
Good. You have this
I can't
courage and
afford.
determination. Can I use these
thank
words?
you.
Courage, determination to boldly go to an uncomfortable situation and do your thing. And sometimes I'm sure you get a lot of laughter, and other times maybe it's silence. But the point is, you have fun up on stage, and that's really what matters.
It is incredible, and it's one of those things where I feel myself, and I'm sure you guys understand this with the evolution of the show. It's like realizing how much of an artist I have become through it,
Yes.
and realizing how much freedom I have artistically,
Yes.
and the self-satisfaction. Ooh, don't like that word, but the self-satisfaction that comes through that, and it's so beautiful. And I just every time I see one of my friends do something beautiful and artistic, Jay, I'm glowing with a way that I just want to support everybody.
Cool.
Tell me your secrets.
Well, look, a strange question. Do you think being a stand-up makes you a different playwright now?
Yes.
In other words, maybe less editing, more off the cuff?
I would say actually more editing.
More editing.
But no, because that's all stand-up is editing. It's over and over and over again, editing.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah. No.
You mean from night to night, you tweak the
from
same joke?
Performance to performance. It's I got to put an emphasis on the second syllable and that, or else nobody's going to laugh at it. It's little things like that.
It's little things.
I like to compare playwriting, especially comedy playwriting, to stand-up as cocaine to crack. Because it's stand-up, it's that immediate, okay, they laughed at that.
Yeah.
Playwriting, you got to have a little bit more faith in yourself.
But you're right. When you're on stage, you have to decide how are you going to deliver this line.
There's so much science to it.
There's so much, right? And you have to hook them in and get them listening to where when you do drop, the punchline or the bomb or whatever, you've got their ear.
Exactly. And I always recommend to any performer friend of mine this collection of essays by Harry Houdini, The Right Way to Do Wrong. It was originally published in 1906, but it is essentially just a love letter from Houdini to Houdini. But within it is all this stuff about how you get buy-in from an audience and how you
Get buy-in? Did you say buy-in?
Yeah, buy-in, and how you connect with these people in the first 10 seconds of being on stage. And it is anybody who is even remotely art-based, I say, please read this book.
Good. All right. So did it have to do with a smile and eye contact?
I mean, I don't ever smile or make eye contact. You know this.
And
It's weakness. That's what they told me.
Now, all right. We were talking about solipsism.
Yes.
And go ahead, take a sip, and you're drinking the wonderful Liquid Death mountain water.
It's so crisp.
Hold that up right there. Kate Grayhouse drinks Liquid Death. Capture that moment right there.
I do. There's a lot of them in my car.
We have stories of people getting pulled over because it looks like a beer, but hey, it's just water.
You know what? I'll take that chance. I got 4 skills in this life, and one of them's not getting tickets.
Occasionally, we find ourselves in the orbit of someone who has lost touch with reality. And, not getting into politics or anything, but sometimes it is involving a political argument. But people who really think they live in the Matrix and that they are the only thing that is real. And so solipsism, I believe, is a disorder. It's not technically a disorder from the American Medical Association, but I think it is.
I mean, even if it's not a diagnosable DSM disorder, it is one of the cardinal sins of Satanism. I mean, solipsism is there on the list. It's plainly stated. I mean, and we talked about this earlier because I've been so fascinated by the concept of solipsism lately, because that's essentially performance solipsism is basically what I'm doing right now. I get up on stage, I talk about myself. I talk about the things that I have observed and in my own limited realm of observing them.
Your own reality.
And so it's one of those things where you play with the idea of, being your own God and trying not to fall into the trap of solipsism. That is so fascinating to me and so intense for me right now that I just I don't know, I got excited because within the realm of Satanism, it's such a debated topic.
But apologists use it, I think, as a philosophical escape clause. Really,
Great
it's a philosophy. It really is, I think, and most often we encounter it by those true believers who feel that their reality is the only reality.
And like, even if it is, I mean, isn't it boring not to pay attention to anyone else in it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you guys are both hallucinations. I'm having a great time.
Right. Yes. You can have a great time with a hallucination.
I mean, listen. I mean,
That's
I'm
the way
not
you
going
live.
to bring up all of my acid trips, but I've had plenty of hallucinations that were probably just from my own self that I grew out of. Maybe just listen. Maybe just listen, everybody. Tell me your secrets.
When you're writing jokes, does an acid trip help?
Recorded for all of posterity, I will say I have no real understanding of that.
Of my question at all.
No, I mean, I
Gotcha.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I won't incriminate myself.
Shelby McKnight is the one with the green hair here today,
Darling.
and she is yes, isn't she awesome? Look at her. And she's also wearing a Texas
Chainsaw Massacre.
chainsaw.
Wonderful,
Whataburger.
What a burger
crossover.
style.
wonderful.
Because in Texas we use a chainsaw to massacre people.
Yes.
Now, okay, so we were talking about solipsism. Keep us up to date on any comments or questions or anything.
Okay. Richard Nettleton says, hello, Corpse Paint.
Hello, Richard.
Hey, Richard! Man, I haven't seen him in a while. It'd be great to see Richard again. Hopefully we'll cross paths. So what is solipsism something you want to talk about with regards to your last podcast experience, or more like you were saying, an
it was just
on-stage,
more-
a kind of a perspective?
I guess it's just a perspective thing. Like I'm so fascinated by the concept, like I said, within my own like spiritual beliefs right now, because I am a Satanist, although one of my friends disagreed recently, called me a chaoticist, which I think is the most beautiful term. That was the brilliant Joshua Eyrich. Hi, Joshua.
Okay. Hi, Joshua, and also just side point: there is logic in chaos. You have the floor.
Do love chaos.
Now-
I didn't realize I was getting the floor. I thought I
Okay.
was.
Well, all right. So, and now up on stage, Kate Greathouse.
Oh shit.
Oh no! Look. Here's the thing. Are you saying that when you're a comedian on stage, you try to imagine that you are the only reality at the moment, and maybe there's no one out there, and you're just sort of practicing a new spiel?
I think it's more that when you have the mic, you have control of a space in a way that not a lot of people ever get to have.
Yeah.
And the only thing that any of us can really talk about is our own experience. And so it becomes so easy to become so limited by your own experience that you stop intaking in a way that I think is an open-minded way. You end up with issues like that where you, not to be bitchy about it, but where you pull a woman onto your podcast and only talk about horrible things, you know?
Is it related to the Dunning-Kruger effect? This is something I've talked about
Oh
recently.
my God, yeah.
And, that we think we know everything about a certain topic, and does that remind you of someone in politics right now? Look, the point is we all fall victim to that effect, that mental state.
Well, we all certainly do, but I think it's our responsibility as artists or influencers or whatever you want to call it. I hate the word influencer, and I wish I hadn't used it.
Well,
But,
I call you an influencer.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to pay you to influence certain things when I have an event coming up.
I'm available for MC work. I'm not good at it, but I will be.
By the time you hire me, I will be great.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And I'm cheap. But no.
No, she's expensive and worth it. All right, where were we?
No,
I'm sorry.
I think that it is important as people who, you get a microphone, you get a writing pad, you get a platform of any sort. It's important to keep yourself open and keep yourself open to new experience, because if you're going to be a voice for someone or to someone, if you're going to be the little cricket in somebody's ear, you can't believe that you know everything. You can't stay so closed-minded. It's just an echo chamber of shit.
Yes, it is that we see online all the time.
Exactly.
Yes,
And
we
it's-
see that. And you cannot think to yourself, I have learned everything there is to learn on this topic. That is just so horrible, limiting.
Exactly.
To the mental state, psyche.
I mean, hell, I was working on a play for a year about a historical figure. And I had this shit so figured out. I was like, I have written something beautiful and I'm going to be fantastic and famous. And then I was gifted a collection of his essays. And I realized, oh, nope. I mischaracterized this man in a way that I can't reconcile with myself. And so I am now having to scrap a whole year's of work.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what a true artist does. He's
Yeah,
not
because-
afraid to learn and then amend what you've done.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's not going to get thrown away. It's going to probably come to fruition down the road.
Oh, way down the road now. Because
Way down the road.
I had to put it in the
Wait.
little tiny Google file that says shh, 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 shh on it. And it does. I have a shh file, which is just like stuff that if I think about it anymore, I'll go crazy.
Gotcha. Hey, you mentioned comedy as therapy for you.
Oh, yeah. I can't afford real therapy. So.
Okay, but here's a point. I think it can be therapeutic for the audience as well. People come for an escape, not just the drinks. They want laughter. They want you to make them laugh. And sometimes that is the most healthy thing as someone who's suffering depression or a lot of ailments can be cured by laughter. We used to have court jesters who would entertain the king and the royalty. And this, it is part of, I think, a healthy mental approach to life is to go to a comedy club now and again, especially one that Kate Grayhouse is at.
Thank you. I would actually say it's less like therapy and more like church. Because I think everyone at all points is looking for a connection. And if somebody can stand up on stage and shine a light onto this horrible impulse that you've had in your heart for so long and laugh about it.
You mean a flaw?
A flaw of an impulse, the, idea that when you're driving down the road, sometimes you just want to into that guardrail, stuff like that. Like, to be able to stand on stage and look somebody in the eye and go, I know, I feel it too. We can laugh about it. It's
Gotcha.
fine. It's common.
And so,
I think it's very valuable.
yes, and you're learning about the audience because you listen to when they laugh and what they laugh at.
Exactly.
And if it is something that makes them nervous or something that maybe they've done or they've committed a crime or something, you touch on that topic, all of a sudden they can't help it. Laughter is involuntary many times.
And
Involuntary.
I mean, you saw
And
my show. It was all about how the involuntary social response to laughter is innate.
Is it the most rewarding laugh you hear is the involuntary one?
Yes, yeah, no, when I occasionally, and it's always a woman, when I occasionally have a woman in the back go, ah, that's my favorite thing in the world. Because I'm like, I know something happened there. Thank you so much.
Like you connected with her
Yeah.
in terms of the story you were telling, and maybe it involved, I don't know, common things that we all face as humans, and it connected really with her. And yeah.
I mean, I've told deeply unrelatable stories things that I thought were deeply unrelatable, but it was like growing up at a punk house and things like that, and heard that like from the back of the room, and I'm like, oh, thank God, let me buy you a drink.
Yeah. And then
Where was yours? Mine was in Irving.
And then do you tell the bartender right then and there to buy that lady in the back a drink?
No, because I'm
you-
very broke.
You brought, all right. So you're hoping that you'll get paid and then maybe you can buy her a drink.
No, that's all. I think I've been paid one time, and it was like $15. It was from a raffle. So yeah.
Well, what do you mean? So all the comedians put their name in a hat and only one gets paid?
I don't know how it worked because I was so late to that mic that they said, okay, we didn't really do the raffle tickets this time, but they brought a girl on stage and she went, I remembered her. And I was like, well, great. I've never met any of you. And now I'm your least favorite person, So, won $15 though. And it almost covered my bar tab.
So in other words, comedy is very healthy for you mentally, but doesn't pay financially that well.
No,
Not yet, anyways.
Hey, one of these days.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's either comedy or playwriting. Clearly, I have a 401k.
Yeah, right. Hey, look, comedy and playwriting usually doesn't lead to a 401k, but I got the sarcasm there. Hey, I'm up on you. Look, here's the thing. Do you watch... The weird question here. Do you watch established comedians? Eddie Murphy was on SNL last night. Do you watch established comedians and kind of, I don't know, analyze their delivery, or do you just go it alone and do it you?
One of the things that got me so into comedy was the science of it. I love science, and I love science in ways that is provably associated with human behavior, which there's so little of it. But so essentially, I did an enormous amount of research because I'm that kind of person. But before I ever stepped foot onto a stage, I did an enormous amount of research of reading and listening and listening and reading and reading and listening and watching and...
Two comedians?
of comedians, of people who write on joke theory, things like that, where understanding how you structure. It's the same way that you would understand how to structure an argument is to structure a joke.
In other words, like a lawyer would. Okay, go ahead.
Exactly. No, that's exactly it. And it's very similar to how you would classically structure an argument to structure comedy. And so to watch that and to see how that plays out within everybody's different style, because it's all kind of the same formula, it's beyond fascinating.
Yeah, and I mean, along the same lines, and tell me if I'm off base. Let's say, speaking of a lawyer, they're delivering their final soliloquy to the jury, and hail Shakespeare. And so then, it's a serious matter. Maybe it was a serious crime, and there's serious charges and serious potential jail time. And they throw in a little joke to get connected with those 12 jurors. Is that an appropriate use of comedy?
I mean, I am the last person anyone should be asking for legal advice, but... But no, I mean, I think it's an incredibly powerful tool to connect with strangers.
In any environment.
Right now.
In any environment.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of eulogies do well with the humor.
I have.
Oh, I haven't seen a lot of eulogies. I usually skip them.
You do? What do you do? You duck out early?
Oh, it's like it's like the musical act in Saturday Night Live. You just kind of.
What? No. I think comedy works at a eulogy, and I think comedy works with a lawyer and jury, and I think comedy works in any environment. And what if you're a single man and you're trying to pick up someone? Certainly, you would argue, couldn't you, that comedy is maybe the lead thing you can offer right then.
I gotta say, when you said that, I kind of did like a flashback, but no. I mean, they certainly try.
What battalion were you serving in? So, all right, I'm sorry. Okay, you've had a lot of bad experiences at the bar, guys trying to pick you up. I got it.
God. No, I went through a full week where it was just like, I don't know what weird like vaginal energy I was putting out, but it was like every time I stepped off stage, it'd be like, "Hey, baby," I'm like, "No."
Hey, baby.
I'm
I think you posted something about that.
I did, because I was so frustrated. I was like, where are all of these people coming from all of a sudden? I don't want this. This is gross. Can we go back to ignoring me? Because that worked really well for me.
All right. So, this is a guy to girl question. Do you ever get hit on so much then one day you decide, and Shelby, this is for you too. I mean, you guys decide, I'm going to dress horrible today. I'm not going to put on makeup. I'm not going to do my hair. I'm going to go out and just wear sweatpants or whatever. And you still get hit on, maybe more than ever.
I don't know. I'm weird looking, so
people. No. Those dimples. My goodness. No, I haven't. I mean, for me, I found out that it doesn't matter what I wear. It's a bizarre energy that I'm putting out.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I just want to look men into the eye and say, I have to put so much work into these eyebrows, and my skin is terrible. And also, I have a lot of weird childhood trauma. So, can we rethink this?
And what do you mean by that?
Well, I don't take care of my skin.
Okay.
And these will grow into a large caterpillar if I don't touch them. And also, I have a lot of childhood trauma that I'm still dealing with. So at this point, like, men, really, make a better option.
Yeah, get out of my life. You're too much energy right now.
Exactly.
Gotcha,
I wish you could say that to people. You know?
Yeah.
You're too much energy right now.
So nice.
You're too much energy right now. I think that you could deliver that line.
Your energy is not what I need in my space right now, sir.
Yeah.
You got some doo-doo energy.
Yeah.
And look, just temper it. Temper it with.
Hey, if I tell you that your energy is wrong, can I still walk to my car alone, or am I gonna have to find one of my friends?
Look, and I know this is sometimes a very serious question women ask themselves. I hear what you're saying. I do. I really do. I think if you're delivering a line like that to a guy, temper it by saying right now.
No, I shouldn't have to though.
But you're right. No, you're right. You're right.
No,
you're right because that might
through
make them want to say, okay, well, give me your number and then we'll talk later. You're right.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have to walk through life both worrying that I can't walk to my own car and worrying that any rejection that I do is going to create, the next social media stabbing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, if I reject you, am I radicalizing you further, or can you just be chill for 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell about this, but I will at any provocation.
My bad. I think I came at it wrong.
Jennifer Lynn Lepore says, I feel like guys hit on us women more when we are trying to dress down and not be hit on, weirdly enough.
Jennifer, you are not wrong.
No, Jennifer, I think you're right. And this is something that I've kind of noticed too. I think
it's different echelons of men, and it's some people who go, she seems low maintenance, and it's like, joke's on you, I'm not. Or like, you know, she seems like she knows how to take care of herself, which I also don't.
See, maybe that's it. She seems low maintenance because she's wearing sweatpants, and so I can take care of that. So
I'm
Go ahead,
going to
Jason.
chime in here. And I honestly feel like it's a situation to where we feel as guys that it's more honesty coming from y'all's end, because too often do you find, you know, those girls where, you know, you meet them and they look one way and then they take off their face, or they're just completely different. So it's like it's like, this is really who she is. You know, let's see
Yeah,
what that's
but
about.
all I'm saying is, like, let me at that Market Street Olive Bar in peace. Like, if I show up in sweatpants,
Yeah, and you
like,
have every
clearly
right
I'm
to
not
that.
coming. I'm not coming here to like.
that's right.
Like,
You're not talking. You don't want to talk
if
to.
I
You
walk
want to
out
eat.
into the world in yoga pants, it's not because I want to talk to anybody.
Right. You want to eat your salad.
It's like literally, I like 3 times a week. I just go get like a pound of olives and eat them in my car. Like that's what.
Do you have
A whole pound
a pound
Yeah.
of olive?
of
All right. So look,
olives. Okay, I got to see
listen. My
this.
car reeks of olive oil and
do you-
patchouli because I keep trying to cover it up.
No, but see,
Julie?
if a stranger notices that, you just say, "Yeah, I've been doing Uber Eats."
No, I don't. I don't make excuses at all for in front of men anymore. I've given up because I'm
Good.
like, you know what? Full throttle all the time.
Full
Hey,
throttle.
guess what? I'm gonna eat these in my car and cry. I don't even have any Altoids in my car. My breath is gonna smell like this all day.
Yeah. So step back, and I'm locking the doors. Very interesting take. I don't know. I appreciate you guys' perspective on things. And you know, look, I can't apologize for my entire gender, or maybe I can, but I know that there are a lot of douches out there. So.
Hey, guess
Yeah.
what? A lot of women suck too, though. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
if we're gonna be like equitable about like how much humans as a whole suck, we all do. We just, you know, it's a portion of the population.
Concurred.
People I agree with politically suck. Like, if I get cut off by one more Beto sticker, I'm gonna start yelling a lot. Because I'm like,
wait,
can
you mean
we-
in traffic?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
seriously. Because I'm like, okay, we know he's not running for president anymore, but like, come on, like,
You want them
Make
to
us
update
look
their bumper
good.
sticker? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
because I mean that's the thing is that, you know, somebody with an opposing view bumper sticker cuts me. I'm like, of course you are. Look at you. You're from Kansas
Yeah,
and you got that
right.
sticker, you know. But like
Yeah.
when somebody with my own political beliefs cuts me off, it feels like a friendly slap.
Yeah.
This is all good material. Now, if I were to do stand up and use some of this material, would you find out? You probably would. Okay. See, because as a comedian, when I remember I listed that I want to
Yes.
do stand up. Okay.
Please
so,
do.
All
Come
right.
out.
So, but really, I would just steal material from you and from, you know, other people I've had on the show. Really, just, you know, and hope that it goes over.
Some
mean, I
people made careers off of that. So,
No, I think honestly, I mean, it's very easy to be a wretched thief, but
All right. So look, here's my other question. Ziggy, our producer, this show is produced by Ziggy Becker, stand-up comedian himself. Yes, he is, and engineered by Jason Stark from Stark Enterprises on the board over there. He works very hard all night for us. Thank you, Jason. When you are a comedian on stage, is there a way that you, when you're watching the other comedians, are a good audience member? And is there a lesson for being a good audience member when you're going to see a comic?
I mean, don't heckle people. Like, obviously, I mean, everybody says that.
But
though.
what about
But, like,
smiling and looking?
yeah, you know what? You just pay attention, be engaged,
And listen.
tip really well, because then they let you keep doing comedy in the space if they know that it'll bring in people. But you just listen, just be engaged, laugh at the things that are funny. I mean, that's really all there is to it. I mean, as a comedian, I'm really bad about, you know, doing my set and then immediately needing to go smoke 4 cigarettes to come down off of it.
Yeah, because it's a real high for you. And you know, I've been there too, where you're on stage, you look out at the audience, and it's all disinterested faces who are just seem like they're very sour and like they've had a bad life, and you don't want to see that.
Oh,
You
but
want-
no, I love that. I love that. If I get a bunch of sourpusses in a room, I just want to look at them and go, okay, challenge. Come here. Come here.
See, you have this inner
Tell me your
strength.
secrets.
You want to take the difficult path rather than the easy path, and I admire that.
All I'm doing is just fighting to make connections with people.
All right.
Because I'm historically really shitty at it. And I found a way that sometimes I can connect with 5 people in a night. and I can have that eye contact and we understand, and it goes, yes, I too am a horrible deviant.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Gotcha. Right. And so the connection made.
Yeah,
Now,
that's all I want.
but let's be clear. Kate Greyhouse, a.k.a. Mackenzie, you've been doing stand-up comedy work for only a few months, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're brand new
Yeah, I
at
started
this.
in April and then really started grinding in August, but it has blown up
You're on
for parts of
Grindr
my life. I
since
wish.
August?
Oh, I just want to see dicks near me.
Okay. So she's only been doing it for a few months. The point is, if you have a desire, and look, we're near that time of year when you make your resolution for the new year and actually the new decade. Can we say it
Exactly.
that way? And so if you want to do stand-up comedy, go out and do it. Yes, you're going to be fearful, and yes, you might suck. Have you been there?
Oh, yeah, I still suck. Yeah.
You still suck.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and you make some connections, and you might get some free drinks.
And listen, I mean, if there's anything that it's the end of the year, if there's anything that you want to do that you feel like you've had this, like I wanted to do stand-up comedy 6 years ago because I was dating a guy and he was terrible at it, and I was like, I could do better than that. And I waited 6 years to try it. But like, if there's that thing, what is that thing? I don't know what that thing is for you, but whatever it is, just fucking do it. I mean, honestly, we are ever approaching a reality in which nuclear war is becoming more and more likely. If you want to get on stage for 5 minutes at a random bar on a Tuesday, fucking do it.
Fucking do it. It's not going to,
Get your piercing.
upset.
Get that tattoo you want.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right. Pierce that body part. It is not going to change the rotation of this planet, and your point is that we may not be here much longer anyways.
Don't put off anything bucket list wise.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you? Oh,
I got to put this back. Will you take over the show?
oh shit. So what brought you here? You weren't here last time.
Jay.
Wonderful.
Oh, I think she means Satan.
Satan.
That's Satan, dude. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
back.
that's one Satan guy.
All right, so look, here's the other question, and this should have been a first and foremost an obvious thing. I don't know where to go to find Kate Greathouse schedule for stand-up at what show, what night, and what time. Is there a place?
There is, or there will be, I should say. I finally signed up for an Instagram under my fake name, and it is Great Kate House, which I thought was like really nice to be able to find.
Okay.
And so I will be posting where I'm going to be all through 2020.
All right, is that Instagram up right now?
It's up, and there is not a single post on it. What
Not
up?
a single part. We're going to show it, and our great engineer Jason is going to find Great Kate House,
Yeah.
which is not the name. You're intertwining it there, but
Yeah, no, I thought it was cute, and like, I don't know.
It is
but,
cute.
But yeah, my intention is to like post where I'll be, what I'm doing, where I'll be, what I'm doing. Sometimes it's hard to know what time I'll be up, but
Shelby will take a picture of you right now. I'll be sticking out my tongue in the background.
Yes.
And then you can post that on your new Instagram right now, and we'll ask everyone to go there and like it, follow, and you'll follow them back. Is that okay?
that's fine with me.
All right. And then you have a few people
Yeah,
that
sure.
will
Works-
hopefully
works.
then you can inform us all.
Signed up for it several weeks ago because I already made a Gmail account for Kate Greathouse because I wanted coupons.
Right. Okay.
A lot of free food.
Coupons are the best.
Oh my god, I forgot that you can just get a new email address.
Yeah, and more coupons.
I haven't paid for food in like a week,
What?
except for olives.
Oh, olives. Now, do you have a can of olives or a jar? Jar of olives usually near you.
At all times.
Okay. And what do olives provide you? Is it energy? Is it passion? Is it?
I like to think that it's like a stank aura that just kind of orbits around me and keeps people away from me in crowds.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in honesty, it's just like it's like the only joy I really have is just eating like brined foods. I love them. So like
Okay.
I'm a big pickle. I make pickles all
The
summer.
only
and-
joy
Oh,
you
I
have.
love pickles.
Oh, I make pickles all summer, and then every single time I'm like, I'm gonna put a few of these in the pantry for the winter, and I don't.
Did you find it, Jason? Nope. Hey, look, we're on overhead cam. You got to wave. That one in the middle is as white as me. Look at you.
I know it's bad. I tried to contour today because I knew last time I looked like a ghost too, and it just didn't work.
And Shelby too. Look at you right there. That is our overhead
some
hidden
shape,
cam. Now, all right. So, personal question: do you have a hidden camera in your apartment?
Listen. My premium Snapchat is for friends only.
Okay, but look, what if I have money? I have $5 right now. I have $8 in my pocket. I do.
Well, I mean, you can get some ankle.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. A little bit of ankle for you.
That's some sexy ankle.
You unzipped
you.
your boot for me.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, let's see if I can get the noise on.
Oh, put that microphone down there.
No.
All right, we're looking for Instagram, Jason, and it's not
It
there.
might be private still because it was really a coupon shill. So I'll fix that. It's fine.
Are you going to fix it?
I'll
Because
fix it.
I want a place to go to find out where you're performing.
Oh, I think I'm on Twitter too.
And if it's
You
like,
think?
you
Oh,
think
no, I'm bad
that's
at
all
this.
right? No, that's fine. Look,
Yeah, if it's private and new with no posts, there's
That's probably
like a
Post a
0.02%
picture in there,
chance
would you?
that I'm gonna find it
picture
because
it in
I'm
your camera right
finding.
now.
Here, let me just show you what I'm looking at. Okay, just so you all
Just a
can
blank
see.
screen, right.
Pretty kind of. It's everyone but her.
Oh.
Ignore that.
there's a Kate house,
Yeah.
Mr. Kate.
It's probably
Yeah.
still private. I don't know, man.
It's just
Listen,
like-
Hey,
I do
no,
most
no
of my
problem.
social
It's like,
media while
no.
I'm a little drunk.
It's like no. This
That's always
does
the best.
not.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest with like what's going on here is
Makes
that
it
like
less grueling.
no, oh my god, I've been like knee deep in Dave Malloy's Octet, the musical about social media addiction, and like I understand like he wrote a musical about social media addiction, and
Is
that's
it-
kind of bullshit. But
Is
like,
that the hashtag song?
no, it's a beautiful like choral chamber music.
What?
But it's all about like how much like Instagram is killing people, and like not in a really literal way, just in like a spiritual way. And that's all I've been listening to in the car lately. So, I'm not great at social media.
So in the car, do you listen to what podcasts or I mean?
Oh, I listen to podcasts. I listen to podcasts in the car, and I drive so much that I can't listen to podcasts when I'm going to bed anymore because I wake up and I'm like, oh god, I'm in traffic, and every single time I like think that I'm going to go into oncoming traffic because like I spend my life so tired that.
Oh come on,
yeah.
you look great.
Thank you.
Hey,
it's a
I-
lot of makeup.
I want you to open this package here.
Well, if the baby will.
Yeah, I'll
handle
take
it.
care of the baby.
What is this package? What have
Yeah,
we done?
that is another company we love, and this is their new edition of a naughty magazine. No, it's Fangoria.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my darlings. I used to collect the old ones when I could find them at half price.
So
books
hold
when
that
I
up.
was,
We
like, 10
want
or
to see
9.
it. That is the brand new edition just came out this week. Seasons Bleedings, great articles in there. This is the new Fangoria. It is published here in Dallas. You can go to
I
fangoria.com.
keep forgetting they're in Dallas now. It's so nice.
You can go. You know what? I had a tour of their office last week for the first time.
How gorgeous.
It was really cool. It was. So you can go to fangoria.com and also catch up on all things horror. They have a kind of an aggregate news website there that is horror, all horror related.
I love that shit.
Articles,
I think we had some trailers today, didn't we?
Look at you running the show. Yes. Let's get on with it. Hey,
That's
as
like
you know,
90% of my job. Thanks a lot, Kate.
he has to remind me to stay on track. Thank you, Jason.
Well, I yelled for a while.
In one
so,
sentence, I'm now out of job.
All right, so I'm going to say a phrase. Tell me the first thing that pops in your mind. Jack in the Box.
Tacos.
That was good. Shelby, The Lodge.
I have no idea.
Sex outdoors? How about that? Yeah, okay. No, all right. So we're going to do Jack in the Box first. This is a badass horror movie coming out independent. And it's about, I think, a real Jack in the Box that starts following people around when you crank him up.
Oh, I love that shit.
Jack in the Box. We want our audience to be aware of cool independent horror that is forthcoming. Jack in the Box is top of that list right now.
There's evidence that suggests that Jack in the Boxes were originally built in France to contain evil entities.
Hey, so what do you think?
Spooky.
Yeah. The Jack comes out of the big thing and starts creeping on people.
I mean, I always say that one of my favorite scares ever in a horror movie is the original April Fool's Day with that it's
Oh, yeah.
right at the beginning, that little monster
right.
box. You know.
And see, you know what's coming, but it still is frightening. This is my argument that it's okay to give away spoilers. In my view, I'm going to tell you every spoiler.
No.
Yes. Because it makes you want to then see it, I think.
My sister does the same thing, and you know what I don't
And
do
you're
with her
pissed at her,
anymore?
aren't you?
Talk about movies.
Okay. All right. See.
She'll spoil things for me that like don't even make sense, but she'll be like, you know what happens at the end of the new Jungle Book? And I'm like, I'm not gonna see the new Jungle Book. And also, yes, I've read the Kipling, and she's like, well, and then tells me the whole thing anyway. And it's like, well, okay, well, you know. But no, don't ruin things.
No,
don't
I'm not
ruin things for
ruining.
people.
I think I'm enhancing the excitement.
Man, this is an off-camera argument because it's gonna get nasty.
All right. Well, then let's turn off the camera and talk.
There might be cell phone cameras around.
Now remember, we want her to take a picture of you on your phone so that you can post it on your new IG. That is not going to be private anymore, right? I can't afford that. I have $8. That's all I can give you if it's going to be like a skin show. I'm just saying.
I'll fix it in the
People
want to
follow you, Kate.
Yeah, Kate.
They want to know your
great.
secrets.
Great, Kate.
I want to know everybody else's secrets too. Tell me your secrets.
Hey, I
God.
want you to see the trailer for this movie called Bliss. Ooh. Now, this looks over the top incredible. Coming out in 2020, we bring and show you things here that are forthcoming that we think are badass. We don't talk so much about past movies. That's the emphasis of this show. So, if Jason is ready, Mr. Stark from Stark Enterprises, we will show you Bliss.
Nikki's pushing me to drop your pieces.
I'm going broke. I can't live off of nothing.
And I can't live off 10% of nothing.
I haven't finished a painting in 3 months.
Try this. It's the closest thing they got to a pure, uncut mix of cocaine and DMT.
I started painting again. I don't know, something came over me and then it all just started pouring out of me. I don't even remember doing it.
Like you blacked out?
It was like I was possessed.
I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Tell me, Des, do you think it was the bliss or the blood?
Whatever you gave me, just let me know so I can kick it with something else, because I am not well. I feel like I'm dying.
You're not gonna die. Trust me.
I saw you painting in there. I saw your inspiration all over the counter, too.
You know what's wrong. You don't give it up. You can't. Forever.
It's gonna be my masterpiece.
So that one is Bliss. And yeah, it looks intense. I think she takes something and then it causes her to want to paint while wearing a bra using blood or something like that.
Yeah, they said it was a mix between DMT and cocaine.
Yeah, there you go.
Something crazy like that.
Hey, so speaking of comedy, here's the other appeal to you, to stand up, to most comedians. I think it's the only place these days where we hear honesty.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
And no, where we hear truth. Where we hear truth. I don't hear truth much from coworkers, from politicians, from many friends. I don't. Social media is.
Oh no, social media is terrible. I agree with Dave Malloy, but like, I don't know. I think all valid art has that little touch of truth in it. I mean,
it has a lot of truth in it, and that's why it's hilarious. Is because
film,
well, okay.
art.
Okay, but with a stand-up live person.
Don't give me all this credit.
That was Bliss. The other terrifying movie we're going to talk about is The Lodge. Yeah, The Lodge. Now, this is you like the look of Bliss because it did look a little Gaspar Noe-ish.
It does.
The camera and all that it reminded me of Climax. Even though
Climax.
So, and you said Climax is awesome.
Oh yeah, Gaspar Noé's Climax is I think one of my favorite movies I saw this year.
What do you think that Bliss is only going to be showing at the Texas Theater? Right?
I mean, that's where I saw Climax.
Yeah.
I love
that was the only place that showed
theater.
it, I think.
It smells so good in the Texas Theater. It smells old.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, you're really into smells, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. Like whether it be olive or old smell of an old theater.
I'm clearly not into like good smells. A little bit of death, a little bit of trash.
Yeah. You know, when we had Merry Christless, I had one vendor who was selling human remains.
Great.
You would have loved that.
I do love that.
Yeah, it would have been great in your house. Great house.
This guy just knows what I'm about. Corpses.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
And all right, so hey, you want to watch The Lodge?
Fuck
It's
yeah.
a trailer for The Lodge, not the whole movie.
Oh well, okay.
But before we do that, you know what? Before we do that, sorry, Jason, we're gonna pause here. You have an event coming up 29th. Now, this is December 29th,
Yes.
which is only just a few days away.
Don't remind me.
Okay. All right. Are you in it?
Yeah, no, I'll be performing at the Hyenas in Sundance Square. We're doing a showcase with the incomparable Butch Lord. And about 8 p.m. is when it starts. If we ever get my Instagram up, you can PM me for tickets, or else you can just show up.
Show up and buy tickets there.
It's like a $10 ticket, I think. Shit.
December 29th.
December 29th in Sundance Square in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
It's a beautiful little theater. It's the Hyenas in Fort Worth.
And when you say showcase, it's like you and a few other comedians.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And you all kind of trade, take turns on stage. And
Exactly. It's a focus on new talent. So there's a bunch of people. A lot of my very close friends will be there with me, and I am incredibly excited.
Great.
And terrified.
December 29th at Hyenas, Fort Worth.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. and buy tickets at the door.
And you get to come to Sundance Square, which is like so quaint and quiet.
It is cool. It's very cool. And also, comedy is good for
Walking
you.
the other
Laughter.
day At night.
It looks
I
great.
could. It was great. I love Fort Worth.
And are we in agreement that laughing is good for you?
Oh, very good for you. It's an ab workout at the minimum.
It is, yeah. You feel it right here. That's December 29th. Go see Kate Greathouse. Great House. December 29th. The next movie is called The Lodge. We're going to show a trailer for it, and we keep you up on upcoming horror that is extreme, and usually from independent producers and companies. This one is called The Lodge.
So, how would you feel about going to the mountains for Christmas with Grace? She really wants to get to know you guys.
That's our mom's hat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You okay? I don't want to leave you here with the kids if you're not feeling up to it.
I'm feeling fine. It was my idea, and it took a couple days. I can do a couple days.
Okay, guys, I'm off. Have fun.
What is that?
It's Grace.
Everyone committed suicide except for her.
Repent, and you will find salvation.
Guys! Things are very uncomfortable between us. Like we're stuck in a house together. What is this? The power's out. Where are my things? It makes no sense. What? I heard something.
Repent. Repent your sins.
Hello? Did you do that?
We didn't do anything.
We're leaving.
What are you talking about? Look outside. We're stuck here.
Please help me. It's okay. Trust me. You have nothing to be scared about.
Kind of remind you of Shining?
Well, but I just love cults.
Yeah, you love cults, and that is a cult movie. So they move into this lodge, and it turns out there was a cult there, and so then nerve shredding occurs, and also
real estate, man.
yeah, for sure, out there in the snow. It
And a
looks
cult was there?
and a cult was there, and there were
Get a good
dead
price
bodies
on those
around.
places.
And I bet it smells awful, and you would love that.
Yeah. Golly.
You just need to, add a little olives.
Plenty
This
of
is my
olives.
legacy.
Olives are good for you. Look, what else, Shelby? What do you got?
Oh, I was just saying she's like a possum.
Thank you. I also don't get bitten by ticks.
Yes.
But see, you only stay in the best hotels. All right, so look, she is ready for the new decade. Kate Greathouse performing on the 29th in Fort Worth, Texas, and her Instagram will be up probably in the next few days. Who knows?
In 2021, coming soon.
Yeah, probably.
But all right, so we are supported by Liquid Death, and you have that nice aluminum can right there, and you know their message is death to plastic. It is not good for us to use single-use plastic water bottles. I'm surprised that people still sell those at stores and that we as Americans buy them. They're being slowly outlawed in numerous places, and frankly, recyclable aluminum is much better for our planet. There is no planet B. We don't support plastic. So drink from recyclable aluminum. That is Liquid Death. They have a great website, too, where you can order all kinds of cool stuff. And they've actually just lowered the price to wholesale level when you kind of join the monthly delivery.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so it is pretty cool. And you need to stay hydrated. So, what shirt am I wearing today?
That's when you said Liquid Death. So, okay.
Did you say? Did you answer it?
I got you.
Jason was-
I got you.
Jason was faster than you.
I was just doing like Vanna White hands.
Do you get feeling so good after a show that you just can't sleep?
I mean, yeah, let's call it feeling good and not any chemical enhancements.
Right.
But yeah, no, I just rarely sleep naturally. I do try to listen to podcasts sometimes, but then I'm convinced that I'm in traffic.
Gotcha. We want to bring you up to date too on what's going on at Gas Monkey Live and Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, your favorite home away from home, isn't it?
I love that place.
Right? And they have good food. You can
They have
stay
great
there.
food.
Great food. You can stay and eat. You can watch shows. And did you know they have a little T-shirt kiosk back in the back corner? Go check it out. Yeah. So their website is showing all kinds of cool things coming up. That's tonight. Styles for Miles, Rockabilly Christmas, Hillbilly Orchestra is tonight. Also, they have 2 stages. Teen Wolves, Walk in the Shadows, Queensryche tribute, along with a Rat tribute. That's coming up too. They're called Out of the Cellar, and I believe that's my friend Greg in that band. So
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, TSOL and the Dwarves. Have you ever seen the Dwarves? What a cool punk band. With Blot Out as well, and Noogie and Forrids. All 3 of those are local great punk bands. Basket Case coming up. Chris Cornell Experience. Enough's Enough. This is an established, great New York-based rock band. Kind of a hair metal, is when they came to prominence. But this is a very respected, great band. Morgan Heritage is from Jamaica. They are a reggae band. I will be there for sure. They have some pointed political songs about culture today.
Man, that's what reggae's for.
That's what reggae's for. Is
Good protest music.
protest music and fuck the man. Reggae music will bring it to you straight, just like a good comedian. That's my point. It's all about truth. The truth. The Untouchables as well, great ska band. I think that's the ones. Are they from California or from London? Anyways, yeah, they're coming back too.
Full Stops are pretty good too. Seen them before.
The Full Stops, are they ska?
Yeah.
So this is a ska night. So all three bands,
like
Boss
ska
Riot.
reggae
Oh,
kind
I
of
love
feel.
me some ska.
Absolutely.
Ditto.
How can you not feel happy listening to ska?
You know what? I feel like brass belongs in music.
Good. Yeah. Some good saxophone.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So, and what else was there, Jason? Did
Well,
I
we got a
cover?
few more. Teen Spirit, the Scandals.
Scandals!
Coming, and the Ellen
Jason Boland.
Degenerates. That's pretty funny. Jason Boland, Unknown Henson. I don't even know how to say that. But
Ichthylocus.
yeah, there you go. That'll work.
And River Rats.
Adelita's
Adelita's Way from Oklahoma, if I have it right.
And 40 Ounces of Freedom, Sublime.
Hit that
Tribute
next
band.
page because there's some great stuff coming up as well, including Mayhem, and I forget some of the dates on those. YNT, yeah, Mortis with Tomb, Manifestive, Felton Fur.
Oh, I love Moon Hooch.
Oh yeah, cool.
Alone in the Room, but okay, I love Moon Hooch.
No, that's all right. The Addicts, yeah, and Vader. Carnival de Sensual is a great burlesque show along with a variety acts. 69 Eyes and Wednesday 13. Woo! What a lineup here. Terrius Riley. Is he a reggae artist too? I believe so. Striper. The Used. Shelby.
I know. I
She's
cannot
into
wait
that.
for that.
She's into that 90s stuff.
That bonus track off of their like 05-ish album was like I still listen to it sometimes.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
amazing.
Quesadillas.
It's also good.
You want
That
some
whole
good-
first album they had was off the chain.
It was.
Spectacular.
It was amazing.
Is some great doom metal with Woven Hand. Howard Jones, yeah. Mike Pinto, the Proto Men.
And that's all the way up to March 1st right there.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Oh, yeah. So who's playing on March 1st? That was the Proto Men?
Yes, the Proto Man and TWRP.
Note to everybody, Shelby's birthday, March 1st.
Yay. Oops. Got too excited there.
3-1. Yeah. Hey, shameless plug time. Is there anything else? Because we're wrapping up. Kate Grayhouse, is great to have you here.
Well, my mystery Instagram will be up soon.
Good.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
air
honestly,
quotes
I would
soon.
love to see as many of you as I can out there on the 29th. I just, if you can't laugh with me, laugh at me. It sounds the same.
It does? Okay.
And then, we have some theatrical projects that I'm sure I will be calling on you to help me promote.
Well, good. You're talking about coming up in 2020.
Oh, yes.
We'd love to have you back.
Oh, of course.
So
of course.
as we get closer-
I'll come talk about myself anytime.
Great. And when you when you've got something that is, yes, is kind of, ready or booked or about to be, yes, let's talk again and have you back. Love to have you.
Absolutely.
But one more thing. Being a good audience member for Kate Grayhouse means you can laugh at her or with her, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, they sound the same.
They sound the same. As long as you're laughing and paying attention and into it,
Yeah.
you're good with that.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, I just want the raw data of laughs. I don't need to know what they're for. If you've seen a funny meme, just go ahead and laugh out loud at it, and then I'll take it. I'll take the credit.
Gotcha. So if they're looking at their phone, a meme comes up, they laugh, you get credit for that.
Yeah.
So they kind of track number of laughs you get at these comedy
I mean,
clubs.
I do just in terms
do,
of self-worth.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, have you added a lot tonight? Because I've been laughing. I think Shelby too.
Oh, guys, thank you.
She has been, and involuntarily. And Jason over there.
That was just the laugh track I was playing.
Oh, it was?
It was a soundbite.
Damn it.
Who gets credit for that one? Does that go to you too?
No.
Oh, I think you should take the credit.
Now it goes to the original I Love Lucy because we're still using that laugh track.
Hey, we got one more thing to show, and that is where Shelby and I will be tonight. We're going to the church, and maybe you'll be there, right, Mackenzie?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't plan out my evenings that far.
Maybe you'll be there. But the point is, I'll be on stilts as Jack Skellington taking pictures with Audrey Scorn, who's 0. She'll be flying through the air. No, I'm kidding about that last part. But me and Audrey are taking pictures dressed as Jack and 0 at night before Christmas night at the church, and there we are. So
Oh, delightful.
isn't that cool? So, yeah, come and take pictures with us. It's going to be a fun, very cool holiday night showing the film, but also just dancing with friends and having fun and drink specials and free cookies. Come on out to the church tonight and say hi.
Maybe.
Okay. What else, Shelby?
There's nothing so far.
All right. Okay. It looks like there's a lot of activity over there. Is it all people saying "fuck you" or?
Yeah, they're all saying "fuck all of you."
Hey,
Thank
fuck all
you.
of you too.
I
at least
appreciate that.
Mary, fuck all of you.
Hey, so it was winter solstice this weekend, so we say hails.
Hails.
You know, yes. And now the days will slightly start getting a little bit more light, but that's okay. That's the way the planet moves.
Yep.
Hey, thanks everybody, and we will be here next Sunday with some cool guests brought to you by Little Spark Films. It is all about their new venture that I'm very excited about too. So, you know, we're into the arts, we're into film, we're into independent, we're into stand-up comedy, and we're into plays. And I want to have you back on soon for any other announcements, okay?
Thank you.
Adios, guys. Have a great, holiday week.
We want you to elevate your life by going underground. By that we mean supporting independent art, independent music, independent print, independent movies.